Okay. Good morning. Good evening. What time of day? It's Siri here. With an interesting history. I've been researching history on this property, which contained this fun Nash Street North. There's history around the property. What was here before? Well, I couldn't find up too much in our public library. Somehow these records are even there. That's odd. I found out a lot of numbers. I did. I found a lot of numbers out. Okay. There were about one lot 500, lot 500, and lot, 501, which was taken up by Gus Street when they did that. Now, when I dug that up further into that, I found out that, early 1800s, just after Battle of Stony Creek, the federal government of Canada at the time, they needed this place to assess these, First Nation people for a residential school system, which they could put them in the long term, basically. So they had this, assessment school here, First Nation assessment school in the site from that time frame. And plus, they were doing assessment because there were some people who were non-native in there. They were assessing them to see or not at a time if they were native or not. And if they weren't, they were given the option to go to residential school at the time, but were not, or just go to regular non-native school, But they're getting that option at that time, but the native people weren't getting that option. They were sent off to Mohawk at West Lorne and other Circuit River, where they were sent to from here at that time, and some were sent across the border here to the States. So I dug that up, and I found out too, this operated from 1813 to 19, up to 19, up to almost to 1950, up to 1950. 1950, the school here closed its doors for good because they wanted because the Port Authority bought it. They tore it down, and they tore a whole building down, make way for the building to have Port Authority, of course. At the same time, Port Authority wanted to build a place for the ship crews of boats and stay in winter time. So they started building a 3-story walk-up with the annex, with that. And that didn't go over. That sort of was a very failed, big failure. Bonk! Failed. Of course, that didn't work too well. Then the Port Authority, then it went up for public auction in 1955. They had this building half finished. The other building was not, what's done. And it went up for public auction. Ken Sobel won the auction. He bought the building. Dave Kenneth Sobel to bid on, owns St. London. He bought it, got the building, won it bid. What he did to it, he just, on a 500-year long land lease. Actually, so building was actually, he decided he going to donate it nonprofit housing at time. And of course, what he did, finish the building after completion, finished in 1960. But this information I had to dig up. I couldn't find it. Well, it was really hard for me to find out this information about, because it was very scratchy. Nothing in the archive, nothing in our public library, But I did find information out how. I even checked the archives in Toronto, too. Limbo, so you couldn't find anything there. I've been to archives on it. The Federal Revenue Canada archives did have some of the tax statements from people for 501 was a house, was part of the yacht club, and there was a tax statement from there too, basically. So that I did dig up from they paid tax till the Port Authority bought it, and so the city took it over and took it that down, and they built a put Gus Street through to there, and connected James, basically what we see today. Well, anyway, that I found that out, but then I went to the Anglican Church, went to where I went up to. I went up to the Christ the King Cathedral on James, and I checked the archives at Christ the King, the back files, to find out what was here. Did they ever tended here in North and Hampton after they're closed? Well, yes, they were. All the native people in this school were brought over there every Sunday and had to sit for every service every Sunday, brought back here again. And if they were in that too, and they didn't like it either. Then I checked the Catholic archive. Yes, they were same thing. The ones that went to assessment school brought over here and brought back over there. And basically, they're following that out too. So, how I found out through the closey file. Search that hang on to the file. And city tend to destroy files. Closely hang on to them. There'd be a reason why, because churches do have file going way back. So the search records were very correct in that area. So I didn't find out for example, I found out for the closey. Figure that one out. Not very good. Some non-native people were picked up on interviews that were non-native, but they had an option to go to Mohawk Institute at the time, or not go to Mohawk Institute. And some of the white people shoot the oxen to go there, what they did, and they were educated as they're educated, and a lot of non-native people, some few learned Cayuga to learn how to speak the language, and some actually did. Some did very well, some didn't. So they had an art. Basically, that's what they did. But because some of these non-native people lived with Indians on reserves, they were basically speaking that language. So they were assimilated into white society for that. Very mean thing. Residential school were a torturous thing, were a cruel, inhumane thing ever done to anybody. Just imagine what would happen if it reversed, so we're native people put the non-native people residential school. Think of that, made them speak Cayuga. I don't think it would do any good. It will cause more problem at work. Anyways, I'm going to go on here about, I can say, blog is now over. This blog is over. A little history behind this building.